Welcome back. Dr. Ghoneim, to start with, would like to shed light about the President's ordered raising the minimum wages of the state workers by 50% to become £6,000 starting the coming months of March to alleviate the cost of living pressure on the citizens, which is a part of an urgent social protection package. How do you read the statement and how do you view the significance of the timing, sir?
I think the presidential order came on the right time for the people, because you know the global economy now slowing down and the supply chain slowing down, and these crises like Ukraine and Gaza and the Red Sea, all the MENA region suffering from this crisis, and now we affecting the people and the inflation rate going up all over the world, not only in Egypt.
Indeed.
At that time, His Excellency Mr. President Fattah al-Sisi, I think he gave a very nice gift to the people to help them to facing the inflation rate and trying to help them to living as a decent life in the daily cost.
Indeed. Sir, the digital transformation and the digital economy, to what extent the initiative here by the President also and the keenness of the state to work on that is important to the protection, the social solidarity protection programs as well?
Yes, in 6 years, His Excellency Mr. President Fattah al-Sisi launched the digital transformation initiatives for the government sectors. These initiatives has a very strong strategy, depends on something like 7 pivots. The first one is to developing the digital infrastructure all over Egypt. They're replacing all the copper wires and cables with fiber optics cables, and they're launching the TIPA-1 satellites. All these development, raising the internet speed in Egypt from 5 megabit per second to 63 megabit per second, something like 13 times, which is fasting the internet. And this is the main issue now for attracting foreign invest in ICT sector.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, all the people now in Egypt, and the penetration rate something like 100% in the internet.
Yes.
Everywhere, even in the borders, they can access the internet. This pivot gets something like 2 years. Second one is re-engineering all the government services, which is transforming all these services from paperwork to digital form. This is again the Egyptian government offering something like more than 1,000 services. We classifying them, which is the important one, and we digitalized something like 150 services until now. The third one, we re-engineering all the business models in the government entities to co-op with the digital era. Because you know most of the government entities working in paperwork.
Yes.
And even they have computers, they're working not for the provide service, but only in the internal back office. These steps for the processes for all over the government. It cost a lot. It cost a lot of money, something like 200 billion Egyptian pound to re-engineering all these services with the digital infrastructure.
Yes.
At that time, Egypt may have, since 6 years, around more than 100 separated databases, not integrated. The government at that time saying we must be a shared government. They trying to integrate and unify all these databases in the biggest secured and affordable database, which is now all the government working on one base.
Yes.
All these phases working in parallel. After that, they're building the biggest data center in the new administration capital,
Yes.
which is cost around 16 billion Egyptian pound. It is highly secured, physical security,
Yes.
because in the building itself, in the depth of the under the surface, the ground surface
Yes.
by 15 meter. It is protection against any quick shakes and floods. And again, it is secured by layers of software applications against any hacking or any cyber attacks.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. After that, we training and developing more than 200,000 youth people to working in these projects and re-engineering all the business services in these government entities.
Yes.
And most of them now working in new capital, new administration capital,
Yes.
and the others working in the new smart cities, because most of these new technologies in smart cities and in new administration capital needs a highly high-tech people, which most of them fresh graduate working for developing programs,
Yes.
building digital platforms, working in security,
Yes.
working in building payment gateways. All these a big technological revolution
Yes.
in Egypt.
Yes.
After that, since 1 year, the government published the Egyptian digital platform. This platform, which is all the Egyptian citizens can get the digital services
Yes.
from this platform. This platform, you can say it is the interface between the citizen and the data center, because
Yes.
all the services in the data center, you can get it through this digital, Egyptian digital platform. I think all these services now raising the international Egyptian KPIs in the international organizations through the e-government initiatives and through the penetration rates, the internet speed.
Yep.
Now the position for the internet speed in Egypt, we are #1 in Africa by 63 megabit per second for fixed landline.
Yes, indeed. Back to our social protection system, which is the heart of Egypt's vision, actually 2030, that target boosting human capital and empowering people. They help the individuals actually and the families, especially the poor and more vulnerable, to cope with the global crises and find jobs, to improve the productivity, to invest in the health and education of the children and protect the future. How, sir, do you see Egypt's social protection initiative and the programs at large, and how do they reflect on Egypt's Vision 2030?
You have a look for the presidential initiatives, all of them correlation.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we're working for digital transformation initiatives, these initiatives creating hundreds of thousands of new jobs.
Indeed. Indeed.
This is the same. And even in this, it is correlated with Decent Life initiative, because we developing the digital infrastructure in the villages, in the rural areas, and all over
Yes.
the Egypt as this, for the big policy for the government.
Indeed.
But for the Decent Life, I think it is, as the UN said, that this is the biggest initiative for decent life all over the world, because it costs something like now 1 trillion Egyptian pound, and it helping something like 60 million people to live in decent life. They offering them all the human services or the initial services they can get, which is creating new jobs for them, offering them a suitable environment for healthcare, for education, for sports, and all the other activities.
Indeed. Yes, sir. Sir, also the New Republic strategy is actually part of Egypt's Vision 2030, which aims to place the Egyptian economy, the education, the social justice through the era of Renaissance, if we might say, to create a path for achieving the aims of the sustainable development. Can we say that Egypt's social protection program is paving the way for a better future for all of the Egyptian people?
I think the Egyptian Vision 2030 covers the UN 17 areas.
Yes.
I think we trying to work for most of them. The first one, we attacking the poverty. We helping all the people now for these new orders and for takaful and karaman and all this. We helping the people, especially the needy people, to live in good life. And we concentrating on the education and offering good health care for these people living especially in villages outside the Cairo or the governorate. And again, we're trying to find a lot of mega projects for creating new jobs.
Yes.
Most of the mega projects creating, as His Excellency said, something like 5 million
job opportunities.
Job opportunities.
Yes.
This is part of the decent life.
Yes,
Again,
indeed.
for the digital transformation, we're offering them, especially during COVID-19, we're offering them high-speed internet. We're offering them distance education. We're offering them even health care online for some
Job opportunity,
for some services.
So, yeah.
We're helping them. But anyway, the global economy now, when decreasing and shrinking,
Yes.
we as in Egypt, as the middle part in the MENA region,
Yes.
I think we are the most country in the region suffering from this crisis.
Yes.
This is now His Excellency Mr. President trying to help the people, to aid them for living life.
Yes.
And helping them to get all the services in decent life, especially the services for social services, educational and healthcare services. We succeeded in that, but
Yes.
we trying to push the people to concentrate on the education, because the education is the main or the major points we're developing ourselves, because we must attacking new job creativity and innovation. We must pushing the youth people, not teaching the traditional education.
Yes.
We must pushing them to learn artificial intelligence applications,
Yes.
building platforms, building a new virtual reality vision, because and security issues.
Yes.
Because this is the main jobs or the new jobs with high salary now all over the world.
Yes. Can we say that we are witnessing here some changes in the job market, if we might say, and a new move to more digitalized and environment here? How that is affecting the whole system in general, sir?
Now, since 5 years,
Yes.
the Egyptian universities now, most of them building new artificial intelligence colleges.
Indeed.
And even the government itself building a new digital university,
Yes.
a new administration capital.
Yeah.
And they trying to pushing the people, or especially the students, to learn these ICT, new smart technologies.
Yep.
I think the ICT sector now in Egypt, it is a very promising sector, because it's sharing around 6% from the Egyptian GDP. and the annual growth is around 17%. And now it is attractive jobs because, you know, we going to a new industry for the ICT, which is outsourcing.
Yeah.
Most of the people now in Egypt working in data centers in Egypt and offering all these services outside to Europe companies and even in US with high salaries. They're working from Egypt online. This is why we must trying to developing ongoing process the digital infrastructure.
Indeed. Doctor, we'll go to a short break, and after that we'll be back to resume our program, so stay tuned.